one minion, Henny.
Minion, what do you reckon? Should we take a look at the guys behind the blood, sweat and tears, the Eagles? We'll take a look at 5 Eagles. For instance, did you know that Guy McKenna has got a bit of a penchant for discipline?
Really?
The bush on a tank, wearing some beautiful flash army clothing, all thanks to this bloke. Guy, you want to be in the army reserves, right?
Yeah, I suppose the thrill of the chase and that type of thing, as I said, the discipline and, you know, being told what to do. I suppose the team side of things, working in amongst, you know, the different groups, and it's very much like football, and that's something I get a kick out of.
Oh, he gets a kick out of football, I like it. When we got here and got our clothes on, everyone calls everyone sir. Do you really want a part-time job where you have to call everybody sir?
Well, hopefully get trained well enough, hopefully everyone will be calling me sir.
Here he is, Guy McKenna, our very own urban cowboy today. Guy, what would you do if you're a young bloke in, say, World War II? Would you be keen to go and fight a battle?
Oh, I'd love to go. I'd hate to get shot, but, you know, I'd love to go. But in saying that, I'm not a warmonger. I wouldn't pull the trigger, you know.
Guy, you're a Taurian, which is an earth sign, and here we are sitting in camouflage, surrounded by it. Couldn't be more appropriate attire.
No, I suppose not. I suppose we're out here with the artillery boys, and if one of those things that I suppose decide to land on us, I'd think we'd be even closer to Earth, I suppose.
Yeah, like 6 foot in it.
Yeah.
What other things do you do, being an earth sign, that involves the land?
Well, I enjoy the farm life, I suppose.
Yeah.
Father-in-law, mother-in-law live down in the bush, and I've always said that once footy's out, I get out of the city and back down to the bush and this sort of peaceful environment. Also do enjoy getting dressed up in the khaki occasionally when I can and get out and rough it in the bush, yeah.
So this guy would kill for his country?
Oh, certainly. You know, I like to say I do that every week you go out and play footy. It's, I suppose all the boys say the same thing too, but when you cross that white line or when you get, you know, conscripted in the army or whatever, join up as the army, when you're told to jump, you got to say how high, and when the coach does the same, you sort of question him sometimes, but when he says jump, you normally say how high.
What kind of stuff do you do in your spare time?
When we get some spare time, and normally Nick trains us every hour of the day, so when we do get a bit of spare time, I jump on the computer at home. My wife says she's a computer widow.
Computer widow? I would have thought she'd say she's a footy widow, and one day she'll be an army widow.
Yeah, well, she's got those 3 to choose from, I suppose.
Lucky girl.
Yeah, a couple of 5 years or so. But, get up on the computer, and naturally got the simulators, like we've got a tank simulator, and I've got a game I'm playing at the moment, Siege, where these people are attacking castles and stuff like that, and you've got to defend them off.
So you go home and play war games?
Yeah.
What other hobbies have you got? What sort of books do you read?
Funny enough, war books, actually.
War books?
Yeah. I just read a few...
What kind of clothes do you wear around the house?
Well, the army greens, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I haven't got my house booby trapped or anything like that. But,
I can't believe you ever even got into footy. I would have thought it would have just been straight into the army.
Taurians are also meant to be the most sensual.
Oh, right. Well, maybe I want my wife here to answer that one. I'm not too sure. No, I enjoy quiet moments alone, and I think I suppose, I tend to be a bit shy and tend to enjoy my private time a hell of a lot, and that obviously, I suppose the time I can spend with my wife is, something I do cherish. I mean, we don't have many moments alone to ourselves, but no, I enjoy that type of thing, and I suppose sensual, yeah. I enjoy a good cuddle here now and then.
Fire! besides playing football for the Eagles, what else do you do?
We've got a sports shop down in Spearwood, which normally on a Thursday night I get down there with other, obviously, footy and the other interests we got. We've got a gym running at East Perth now where we train corporate clients. We don't chase them around on APCs or anything like that. It's no, we got a few fellas that are corporate people. Dennis McInerney, Mal Brown when he was here.
Really? Are you their personal trainer? Are you like, you know,
we
do
just
this
take
and do
them,
that?
yeah, I mean certain blokes because of their condition we just take them for walks.
Because of their condition? What does that mean, because of their condition?
Well, I don't want to say they're fat and 40. I mean,
okay.
I won't hear that, will I?
Okay, no, they won't know.
Tell you what, Guy McKenna's in trouble. He might have to come off.
Yeah, the old broken hoot I've had it fixed once and broken 3 times, and the doc wanted to operate, you know, the week after, and I thought, nah, no point doing this. I said, you're going to fix it, and is it going to ever break again? He says, yep. And I said, well, I'll see you when I'm finished. I'll see you in 10 years' time, I reckon.
McKenna, and he takes a mark. He might have a shot from 55.
All right, what do you want to do? What, after you've done the army reserve, you've done the footy, you've done the army, what's next for Guy McKenna?
I suppose a farm, somewhere nice and
Something
peaceful.
nice and blokey, something with kind of tractors and boots and dirt and stuff.
Yeah,
It's cold. You can spend days like this outside. Beautiful.
I mean, that's what
it's all
life's
about, isn't it?
That's what life's all about.
Do you think you'd have a farm manager who could boss you around and discipline you?
Nah, I'd be doing all that.
Be your own boss?
I'll be telling the cows where to go and where not to go, and the sheep, and you know, okay boys, time to drop the wool, you know, that sort of stuff. But yeah, somewhere just nice and peaceful, get away from it all, and just sit out in the veranda and watch the sunset and listen to the chooks chirp. And
the chooks chirp. What a nice Aussie bloke.
That's a good one, isn't it? That was it, the Wembley.
I like that one, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's Hines. That was a good one. Who shook them?
I must be the luckiest girl in Perth. In fact, probably the luckiest girl in Australia. What do you reckon, Willow? Where would you like your oil?
You're never going to live this down, you know that, don't you?
No. Now, how often do you have to work out to get these muscles nice and taut?
I don't. It's just natural,
It's
Jane.
just natural.
Not.
Not. How often do you guys work out? And where would you like your oil?
Just all over it. Keep going, actually. My wife will love this.
How often do you guys get into the gym and pump that iron to get these totally gorgeous bodies?
We do it 2-3 times a week. Just depends on what sort of weight so if you're old like me, once.
And and you always have a girl in the gym rubbing oil all over your body?
Well, this is the done thing, actually.
It is.
It's really easy. This is the only reason we sort of play league footy is to have girls rub oil all over our bodies.
Sweat. Sweat. Sweat.
Hi, Willow, it's me. Listen. Yes, lovey. Listen, you can come in on the show again on Monday if you give me a nice free lunch at your pub on a Friday, maybe?
Sweat.
Now Wilson from inside 50. Wilson's kick to the front of the square.
Okay, guys, here we are at the Wembley Hotel. I thought you guys deserved a beer after all the work you've done. The Wembley. Owned by, surprise, surprise, Peter Wilson. How are you, lovey?
Janie, how are you?
Gonna buy these boys a drink?
Yeah, certainly. Come on, boys. Just what do you like, mate? Gold or heavy? Just nod.
Gold?
Yes. Gold? Yeah,
Gold.
that'll do us. Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the pub. Come on in.
Nice haircut.
Do you like that? Have it done for you.
Very special.
you
Would you like to give us a look? Very nice.
You scrubbed up well too, considering you're normally a radio head.
Come on in and give us some lunch. Frightening prospect, really, Willow. You owning a pub?
Why, Jane?
Well,
Why's it frightening?
I thought that. Well, for a start, you actually serve people when you're behind the bar.
Oh,
yeah?
no, only while on camera.
Ah, you wuss.
Normally I just sit on the other side of the bar and drink Pepsi.
You're not allowed to drink during the season, are you?
Not really.
No.
No. Of
Well,
course we are. I mean, we're not locked up like kids.
Are you allowed to drink alcohol while you play footy?
Yeah, when Nick allows it, sort of After the game,
Hey.
for an hour or two.
Couple of drinks.
A couple of quiet ones.
What would be your favourite one?
Beer or beer. Swan Gold. No, Swan Gold, actually.
Why? Low calorie.
It's
Look
just
after
low
that.
calorie,
Look
I'm looking
after the figure.
Looking after the body.
Can you do us your where's Ian? Here, Ian. Willow's going to do a Jim Owen impersonation for us now.
Jim Owen, oh, good.
Can you
Yes,
do the
good,
Jim
yes,
Owen
watch this.
impersonation
Got the
for
mask,
us?
watch this. Going down the elevator.
You know?
That's good.
You know where?
Sweat.
I just want a bit more of that meat. That was really nice. Yeah. Are you a good cook yourself? Or do you just eat here all the time?
No, I'm a great cook. I am a really good cook. I'm very good at poached eggs in the microwave. Cornflakes, good at that.
He's such a 90s boy, isn't he?
Yes, don't worry about
He's so 90s. Is your wife a good cook?
that. She's an excellent cook. Yeah, Kez really does cook up a storm.
What's your favourite meal?
Actually, my favourite meal...
Kez. What's her real name?
Kerry.
Kerry.
Same thing. Kez,
Hi, Kerry.
Cut it short. No, my favourite meal, actually, my mother cooks my favourite meal. And it's called...
Isn't that the way
Russian
with boys?
borscht.
Isn't that the way... Russian borscht?
Russian borscht. Beautiful.
Isn't
Russian
that,
borscht.
isn't that the way with you boys? It's not... Your wife doesn't make your favourite dinner. Your mum makes your favourite dinner.
Sweat.
Okay, favourite... All right.
I'm a mummy's boy.
Yeah, you are. Favourite dinner, favourite movie?
Favourite dinner? My favourite movie is Blade Runner.
Like, why?
It had some really good effects at the start of the show years ago with Harrison Ford, Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah, and Daryl Hannah.
Willow, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, 30 more seconds and I'm going to kill you, bitch.
Scorpios are very bad when they're bad. How bad are you?
I can get pretty dirty.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I can get down amongst the mud and I have a good time, so there's no doubt about that.
And-
when we crank up, yeah, we go hard.
Yeah, but that's not just the football shorts. What other dirt do you get in?
Well, just about anything I can. It depends on what's coming around, so no, I'm mischievous. I'll get up to as much as I can get up to without getting caught.
What's the worst thing you've got up to?
Oh, I just dropped into that fantasy line from her there. No comment. Next question.
These are definitely the worst football conditions I've seen in donkey's years. Fair dinkum. But Wilson's got the mark.
Now, the game against Fitzroy, tell us all about it.
Oh, shocking goal. I mean, that was just so cold out there. It was unbelievable. I mean, everyone was wearing gloves for no other reason to keep warm. It was just absolutely cold. The trainers had them on, the runners had them on. It was just blow the joint up. Just give it back.
Was it a bit depressing? Because they're really going down the Google, aren't they?
Fitzroy, yeah. I mean, they're really struggling, I think, Fitzroy. I mean, and a little bit of goss going around town. Apparently, the Hickory Dickory Dockers are chasing Paul Roos to come over. So my advice to Paul Roos, the skipper of the club, get on the next kite, mate, and get here quick.
Fair enough.
I got to tell you, after the game, it was unbelievable. Got these change rooms in there. I mean, this is like a home ground for these guys, and this is like in the AFL top league, and we're in there trying to have a shower after the game. And it was that cold that there's 4 guys in 2 bars, and guys are getting buckets of water and throwing them on themselves. So that's really
Why? Because there was no hot water.
there's just no hot water going. Yeah. Just great, unbelievable. AFL football at its best.
Are you jealous?
Jealous, passionately jealous.
Passionately
jealous. Yes, I am. I'm a very jealous person.
What makes you jealous?
I actually don't know. There's something that comes within. I must admit it'd be a lot of different things. I mean, I'd be jealous about my relationship. I'd be jealous about someone else's car. If someone's driving a nice brand new Mercedes-Benz, I'm as jealous as hell. This girl I know, her name's Jane Marwick, and she's my idol.
Yeah,
and I
not.
just basically want to be exactly like her.
No, do you want to be a media star because you just can't shut up?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that?
Yeah, because no one else will listen to.
Do you reckon that you'd be better in radio than TV?
No, actually, I think I'll be better on television.
Why?
Because I think I'm better looking than Tom Cruise.
You have very much the characteristics of a scorpion, the deep penetrating eyes, brow, like a bit of a brow there, and the prominent chin. Very scorpion.
Is it?
Very.
Have no idea.
And quite a physical build. Even though you are meant to be academic, it doesn't take much for a scorpion to look after themselves physically.
Yeah, probably. This is all very, very interesting. But no, I must admit, I don't have to really work too hard on staying in physical shape. But yeah, I guess I've been a little bit lucky that I've sort of been born with a natural physique, and it's been pretty easy to maintain. So yeah, got to agree with all these little bits and pieces.
Oh my God!
This is huge.
Huge.
Do you like the goss?
Goss is good.
The goss is great.
But goss makes the world go round, doesn't it?
does.
Really? I mean, what else do we talk about? You know, when you find out your girlfriend's pregnant, what do you talk about? And they say, can you keep a secret? You go, yeah. And what do you do? The first thing you do? Guess what?
I've already told him some of my secrets. Oh, no.
Gone. What can really annoy Peter Wilson is mediocrity and losing games of football.
And what makes you really happy?
What makes me really happy?
Within reason.
Money.
You're a bit... That's shallow.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it good?
That's a good one.
David Hines is one of our most popular eagles. I've got a good surprise for you. Here he is, partially naked on a massage table. Hi Sharon, you lucky girl.
How you going?
Sharon, you're actually David's fiancée.
I am, yes.
Would you like to tell me how you met this gorgeous specimen?
Well, we met in Fremantle actually at the Sail and Anchor, having a couple of quiet drinks with some friends, and went from there. Yeah.
Hi David.
Hello.
How are you under there?
Very, very comfortable, thanks.
Was it love at first sight?
Yeah, it was. You know, we sort of met each other, and it's very, very vague to look over the night. It was just a fantastic night. And
Did someone lose their car?
yeah, I couldn't remember where I parked my car.
You were so swept away by Sharon's beauty.
Shaz and I we were like a tangled fishing line in the back of the taxi. So by the time the poor old taxi driver found the car that I didn't know where it was about 3/4 an hour later, and
You had a huge taxi fare. Do you remember how much that was?
I don't remember the taxi fare at all. I don't even know if I paid the guy.
Isn't it cute?
He goes for distance. It's a towering putt. Getting close.
Well, he's got a great body, hasn't it? Let's just take another look at David's body, Ian. Nice arms. Do you mind me touching David like this? Is that okay?
The arms are fine.
We're allowed to touch his arms.
Yeah.
Nice arms. I think David's got great legs. What do you reckon?
Nice skinny ankles.
Nice skinny ankles.
Yes.
My dad always says you can't fatten thoroughbreds. So there you go, David. What's
Great
your
calves.
favourite? What's your favourite bit of David's body?
I like his arms. His
Great
arms, yeah, good thighs.
Nice long legs too, aren't they?
Nice hands. Fingers.
How are you feeling here, David? like a bit of a chunk of meat.
Looks like I've caught you out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So do you often dance around fire on your nights off?
Oh no, I suppose it's because I'm an Aryan and the dominant fire sign is why I'm here.
Dominant fire sign. Well, let's find out more about the area.
Okay.
Take a seat.
Yeah.
So, David, are you pretty much a typical Aryan, do you think?
Yes and no. I think maybe I've got some of the traits of the Aryan, and other times I think maybe I haven't.
Well, as we've discovered, the Aryan is a sign of the fire. Do you like hot food?
I do now. I love hot food now, and Shaz introduced me to hot food. Before I met Shaz, I I probably wouldn't have been able to handle the mildest of curries, you know, but now I certainly love hot food.
Apparently Arians are meant to be quite quiet, more of a silent achiever, but underneath you like to lead, you like to take control and make sure that everything is okay. Do you think that's you?
Oh, at times I suppose I like to you know, charge ahead and grab things by the throat, but you know, I don't think I'm very outgoing and dominant or anything like that towards other people and things I get involved in. I tend to go about them in my own way.
So you have started a few things that you have to do.
I've been known to get very excited about things and then drop them a few days later, but I think, as I said, I'm getting better with age.
A true Aryan is physically is meant to have quite a prominent chin, which do you say you have?
Prominent chin? Oh, I've got a big hole in my chin.
Yeah, big hole, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's there.
Pretty handsome chin.
It's a nice dent, but I hope that that's the only prominent factor of it. I don't see myself as having a big poking out chin or anything.
No, certainly wouldn't have said that. And the nose, the definite strong nose is quite Aryan.
Yeah.
And the forehead, meant to, most Aryans will start at a young age to have a receding hairline.
Well, I suppose that's on the cards, but as I say to everybody, that my receding hairline, I think, has always been there. It's just when my hair gets wet and it goes back, people think I've got a receding hairline, but I think it's always been that way.
Sharon, would you mind very much if I just had a little peek under that towel?
I would.
Just a little. We won't show the camera, but
That's enough.
Oh. very nice. Very nice too. How do you guys relax after a hectic week? What's your favourite thing?
No, we like to relax in the tub at home. We've got a big old bath. We like to sit in there, warm water and candles, and that's good.
I think it should be Relive.
Yeah.
He drew the one in David Hines.
Drew Banfield is a Pisces, so he traditionally should like water. But being an eagle, this one wants to fly. He's here at the RAF Pearce Air Base, so let's go and take a look at what he's up to. Banfield looks like yours, Drew. So tell me, it's the safety suit that you have to put on before you get up there. Tell me about it.
Well, first here, we've got the G suit.
The G suit, as in not the G spot, not the G string?
No, I'm sure you know about them, but
I certainly do.
It's plain G suit.
Just need any help? Just need any help there, Drew? And what's it exactly for?
It's to stop the blood from pooling.
What do you think has been the biggest decision you've had to make, which is very hard for a Piscean to make?
I guess it was, I know, moving away from home when I was left school first up and renting with my brother, and now...
Yeah, because you're from a farm.
From the farm.
Another one over the top to Banfield. Banfield is clear. He gets his kick towards centre wing, towards
Apparently with Pisceans, they like to be creative, but not when they're under pressure. Like they write poetry in their private time and affectionate letters to friends and girlfriends. Is this with you?
Sure, if the mood's right and the setting's there, I'll write a few words down on a piece of paper, but I guess I don't do it
Could
too
you
often.
share any? Could Drew Banfield share any with us?
Oh no, they're for those special moments.
And those special people.
Well, howdy, Drew Banfield. Our very own Tom Cruise. You know how to stop... Yes. You know how to stop this thing.
Hey, Joe.
Tom Cruise? Do you reckon? Tom Cruise or Val Kilmer?
Nah,
Who was your fave?
I guess it'd be Mother Goose, I think.
The Goose?
Yeah, the Goose.
Why did you like him?
Oh, he was pretty cool when he was alive, and
Shame he died.
shame he died.
Good
too.
singer though. The good scene down at the piano, wasn't it?
Whoa!
Thanks, Drew. Drew's trying to get me, aren't you? To be an Eagle, how old are you?
20.
20. Okay, so when did you get drafted into the Eagles?
End of '92, so the apprenticeship year, and
I don't trust this thing.
and
how did that happen? How did you get into the Eagles?
I guess it started off. I had a pretty good teal cup.
And what was it like the first time? The first time you got to meet all your heroes? I mean, who was there? Oh, it's that exciting. Did you do that or did this do it by itself?
No, No, it was, unbelievable. Just to be picked up, like, that was the premiership team that year, and picked up by West Coast Eagles. And
so who was there?
Like, I ended up at training, and, like, you know, you had the Maturas and the Mainwarings.
The legends.
Worstfolds.
What was it like? Were you really nervous?
Oh, too right.
Yeah.
Nervous as.
And how do nerves affect you when you're a footballer? Is it the same as everyone else? Is it
I
that
don't
same
know.
nervous thing as when you've got to speak in front of people, or is it different?
I think it's a bit different. I guess, I don't know, when you go out to play a game, you sort of feel really hyped up and ready to sort of, you know, hit the players real hard, the opposition players. But then again, you can get the urge to just go out the back and have a spew or something because you're just so hyped
Go
up.
out the back and have a spew. Yeah, I would have said that.
Oh, well, you
That's
know.
how Drew felt the first time he played. What's it like when you get out there, first game, and all the legends are there? All the big guys on the other team, there would have been some legends in the game that day. Do they make it hard for young blokes?
I don't know. I guess they try and make it as hard as they can, but when you got sort of the same sort of guys on your own team, it's a lot easier. They're encouraging you, they're backing you up.
And what about the future for you?
Oh, I'll take it as it comes.
Very Piscean. Yeah, they won't make any plans. Take day by day.
That's it, play
sort
by
of
ear.
see how it all pans out in the scheme of things.
Yeah, no rush to make a decision.
But it's been going very well.
Going
so
very well. Hopefully I'll finish my uni course
Yeah.
in the near future.
Yes,
And,
mother would be proud.
and take from there.
Have any of you shaken your pom-poms at any of the Eagles?
Yeah.
So back to the boys, when they're out on the field, what bit of the boys are you looking at?
Their butt.
Yeah, butt wins all round. How about Mainie? How does Mainie rate?
Very high.
Well, Chris and I are off to shoot a wow for Channel 7. And, Chris, I've noticed that you carry one of these around in the car with you.
Oh, the old footy, yeah, well, I've got a little bit of a deal going. I'd like to learn how to use a camera, and Willow he'd like to learn how to play football. So when we get out and about in the car, we, just sneak 5 or 10 minutes out and have a bit of a kick around, and then when we shoot a bit of wow, I get behind the camera and Willow pretends to be me sometimes.
Just, by the way, have you noticed that black Mustang?
Hynes there? Have you noticed?
Actually, it's been getting around lately. I mean, last few days, so I've seen it around a bit.
Nice calm.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, we're off to go four-wheel motorbike riding. For the most part, you were nice.
Oh, what do you mean, the most part? The most part?
I'm surprised you really are quite a nice person under all that blokiness.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's a shame with a lot of people. They judge too many people by, you know, the cover rather than what's inside.
Does that include me?
I don't know, Jane. I don't know you that well enough to start even giving judgments on you, see? I'm not that kind of person.
No, he's not a judger. He's an all-round nice kind of guy. Is that right?
I just don't like judging people. I like to find...
In fact, I read somewhere that one of the things you really hate is people who judge people. So I didn't judge Chris at all. I think Chris is a great guy. And we just had a lovely little zoom around on the motorbike here.
Well, you're alive, so that's...
Yeah, I am alive. Why would you get out on that field and run around just to get beaten up like this? I mean, look at you at the end of the day, you're in pain.
Yeah, I mean, it really gets down to fun. I mean, I don't think anything else really gets it. I mean, I suppose most of us are very competitive, and I think we enjoy the competition. I suppose competing against somebody else, see if you're better than them. I mean, everybody likes to be a winner, and I suppose that's what we try to do.
The Eagles kick clear, Mainwaring storm through the middle, away they go again.
What else do you like doing? You're a bit of a surfer, aren't you?
Yeah, I like to get out in the waves. Unfortunately, I can't get there as often as I'd like to because of certain reasons. The transport's probably one of the main reasons, but we won't go into that.
So, Chris, you're an earth sign, a Capricorn, but you have your very sign in Cancer, which is, of course, a water sign. Did you know that?
No, I don't really follow the horoscopes that much and get involved with no.
Well, you
really.
certainly couldn't dispute the fact that you like the water and have had extensive experience in the ocean.
Well, I enjoy the water. I mean, I suppose being brought up around the water too. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun and it's nice to sort of be involved with nature, I think.
Yeah, well, as an earth sign, it's not only water, but do you enjoy bushwalking or...
No, I'm not much of a bushwalker. Actually, Turles is more of a bushwalker.
As a Capricorn, you're also meant to be the most ambitious star sign. Would you agree with that?
I'd like to think
also the most indecisive.
I'd like to think that I know where I'm sort of going and heading. I suppose ever since I left home in Druitt, I've sort of been pretty ambitious to get to the top of whatever I'm doing. I'm a pretty sort of competitive type of person, and I don't like to be beaten. So I suppose that sort of incorporates everything that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you know, I just sort of believe that you've got to make every post a winner, and I suppose, yeah, I mean, I suppose I'd like to sort of be on the top of whatever I'm doing.
The future hold for Hooney Chris Mainwaring?
I suppose I'd like to finish my football career, but then after that stay in the television industry. What I'd
more telly spins?
Oh, well, what I'd like to do, the person I'd like to sort of try and emulate, sort of a bit of a cross, and there's a bit of humour, I suppose, but I'd like to be somewhere between a John Burgess and a Dennis Cometti. If I can sort of go down the middle there, being part sort of a presenter.
John Burgess and a Dennis Cometti. I'm thinking ties, Chris. I'm thinking bad hair days.
Oh, God, she's got me stuck on that one.
You know how they kind of wear the certain colourful ties and a bit of a purple shirt and
really?
Bright pink. You haven't taken a lot of notice?
Well, I tend to look at their performances rather than worry about what they're wearing on the clothes. I sort of think, you know.
Oh, no, well, I'm a girl, so I just check out the clothes, basically.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, they're... beg your pardon. They're important, but I hope to... Put it this way,
right.
I hope to make sure that I wear the appropriate clothes that people like you won't pick on me, Jane.
People like me. But you're not going to judge me just because I talk about people's clothes, are you, Chris? Because you don't judge people.
That's right. Geez, you're learning quick.
I am.
You are learning quick.
Yeah.
Geez, you'll know more about me soon than I'd like to let you know, I think.
Now, in regards to your love life, Chris, Capricorns aren't meant to easily fall in love at all.
Well, I suppose it's like anything. If you find the right person, you can fall in love. If you don't, well, then you don't fall in love. It's as simple as that.
Apparently, it's very hard to love a Capricorn because they don't give much. Are you a giver or more of a receiving sort of man?
I think it's like anything. I think if there's a person there that I want to give to, I will. If there's a person, you know, I mean, I think in life or in love that if there's someone there and you love them, that you give. I mean, and when you share what you've got together, and I mean, that's the way I'd like to think that I am.
Chris, one of the really important things to you is mateship, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose sometimes it can be to, I wouldn't say to my detriment, but I mean, I really enjoy being around the blokes, and I mean,
blokes, just blokes, or have you got any female mates?
Oh no, I've got some really good female friends, and
that you can confide in.
Yeah, I've got 3 or 4. Some of them tend to be. I mean, there's some ladies who I used to work with, you know, who I'll call them. I won't say elderly ladies because
no,
I'll get in
don't, because
trouble.
they'll be watching.
And I mean, they're sort of like mums. I tend to have got a system down here where I seem to have lots of mums and dads who really sort of do care and sort of look out for me since my parents are in the country, and you know, they've been pretty wonderful. But as for my mates and all that, you know, the guys who sort of knock around with them, I mean, I think it's pretty important. And I suppose it's very Irish and very Australian that's the way it is. But I mean, I was brought up in Jordan in a country town, and you know, you did so much with your friends, and I've sort of progressed down here to the city, and you know, I value their friendship very much.
There's one particular friend, isn't there? Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, earlier on this year, I lost a good friend of mine, Paulie Romeo, in a car crash in Africa, and you know, I only met Paulie when I moved down to Perth, and he's probably a lot closer to some of my other really, really close mates. But it just sort of makes you sit up and realise, and you know, each game now that I run out onto the footy field, and you know, I tend to look up, I suppose, up into the heavens, and sort of think about Paulie and just sort of say, you know, this one's for you, Paulie, and so far I'm having a pretty good season, so you know, no doubt he's having a fairly big impact on that, and it's just amazing when you realise how young you are, and sometimes you get disappointed and you get disillusioned about not only your game but your lifestyle and what's happening in it. And then you think about a friend like that who's not there anymore, and he's not at your dinner table, he's not out having a quiet beer with you. It's you know, it sort of hits home that, you know, we're pretty lucky still to be alive.
Puts it all in perspective, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
The runners wide in Mainwaring. Chris Mainwaring gets away from Watson. Played by Mainwaring. He's in good form at the moment. He's getting better as every game.
What was it like the first time you got in front of a camera? You know, a bit of makeup up on, all that kind of stuff.
Totally nervous.
Yeah, totally nervous. How many takes? Did you have heaps of takes? Was it like, no, I can't do this anymore?
Well, you just have to ask the cameraman over there. I still do. I still do plenty of takes. Don't worry about that. It never gets any easier. You're always still nervous.
No, it never gets any easier.
I don't think so. You perhaps may come a little bit confident, or you tend to know what you're doing, but I don't think it ever becomes easy.
I reckon he looks pretty confident. What do you reckon? I think you're doing pretty well.
So who do you think we should get? Drew? Maybe?
No, got a girlfriend.
What about David Hines? No, David's got a fiancée.
Which one do you think the boss would like?
Probably Chris. Yeah.
Okay, it's Mamie.
Yeah, mate, hey, run a bit late. Limo should be here for us.
It's there, it's at the front. The Mustang.
Kidding?
No.
Oh, this is a bit different. Let's go. Mamie, how are you? Oh, thank you. Sorry about running a bit late.
Right, Chris. I'm Dennis McInerney. I'm the #1 ticket holder of the Eagles, and I've had you brought here today because I've got something to tell you.
Look, Dennis, I don't drive your cars anymore.
No, I know you don't drive my car anymore, but it's even more important than that. This is to congratulate you for the season you've had, and thank you, and to wish you all the best for the grand final series and a win. And not only that,
something serious there for a minute.
Yeah, I've got this to give you, which is a couple of eagle's feathers.
Fantastic.
Hopefully we can put that in our headdress and a celebration for the grand final. So all the best, Chris.
Well, I'm sure we can, and from behalf of all the boys, thank you very much. We're all very proud to have you as our #1 ticket holder.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll do the right thing, not only by you, but hopefully by the rest of the people in Western Australia.
That's terrific.
Brilliant.
And the other surprise I've got is that the crooks that have got you
I was
here...
wondering who these guys were.
Yeah. Are actually...
The Mustang mob, eh?
Yeah, they're the Eaglets.
Yeah, how can we lose?
We got reverse on this thing?
I think the mussels are gorgeous. Right, I think the mussels are gorgeous. Now, where else can I give you some oil? Where else would you like?
Can we do this on here?
Show us your chest, Willow. Show us your chest. Oh, come on! Get back here.
This is this on Playboy or this is something X-rated shows? Is it?
Still running.
I'm Dennis McInerney, the #1 ticket holder of the Eagles, and I've got something to tell you.
Yeah, listen, I don't drive your cars anymore, Dennis.
That's not very nice, but...
We got him, we got him. He didn't know how to take it.
And looking down, Peter, and action.
Physio does that.
She's rough, isn't she? We were supposed to go.
All right, it's gently. It's more. It's mini.
Talk about.
It's a clamping of the.
Talk
thighs.
about.
Sorry, Pete.
Can we have the clamping? Can we have the clamping before we have the neck wrench? Can we have that?
Action.
Now, also, I do a lot of charity work for World Vision.
Yes.
And I'm doing the 40-hour famine, and I'm going around all the businesses and sponsors of the Eagles, asking for donations between $100 and $500. Did you get that on camera? I hope you did.